All right, so now that we've gone the first two steps down, now we have the idea, we have the name, we have the product or a service, we have a logo. So we're moving along, and the next thing that you'd want to do is get a domain. And the domain is going to help you also with your branding and also be able to have somewhere where you can send people over to. Now, you don't want to just send them to a really long URL that just doesn't mean anything. That's just going to scare people away. So the best way to go about it is to go to the AI domains and figure out what kind of domain you could acquire. So for that, once again, we're going to click on this right over here. We're going to go to business, and we're going to go to AI domain wizard. So over here, describe your business. Easy to use AI tools. So we're gonna give it a couple of more things in here. Any extensions, we're just gonna keep it like that. Preferred style, you can drop it down over here, and we're just gonna make it modern and trendy. If you want to choose any of these other things, you can, but let's just generate it. Let's see what it comes up with. It's going to give us some ideas of some URLs that we could potentially use. It says up to about 2 minutes. Usually it's a lot faster than that. So let's just wait a second, and I'll come back when this is done. Okay, so we're back. That took about 45 seconds or so. So with this, as you can see, it gave us some different options to kind of think about. I mean, obviously you don't have to go with these. You can load up more, or if you already have one in mind, then you can simply just go and look for one, and I'll show you where you can do that. So over here, let's say that you like one of these, then you can just click on the buy now. It'll give you a bit more information on what that would be. This one is $85 a year since it's an IO. Some of these domains are going to be a little bit more expensive than others, especially the IO or .ai ones. Those are usually a little bit more more expensive. So let's just check this one, for example. Let's see what that would be. See, this one's $21.75 a year. So it's not that expensive. It's not too bad, and you keep it all in house. It makes it a lot easier to be able to tie in a lot of the components that we're going to talk about in a little bit. So that's one way to go about it. The other way is, if you already have an idea in mind, then you can just come over here to domains, and as you can see, I've already purchased one, and I've included some subdomains. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. But over here, you can either add an existing domain if you have one from, let's say, GoDaddy, HostGator, iPage, one of those areas. You can bring it in, you can import it. But really, to me, it's just a lot easier just to keep it all in here, because it saves you the trouble of having to deal with DNS records and tying in that domain into the system in here. I mean, it's not that hard, but it does take quite a bit more steps to get there. So this way, it's all done automatically. Once you purchase a domain here, all that's automatically done for you. So over here, if I wanted to buy any domain, then I could just come over here and just type a domain idea. You would search for the domain, and it'll tell you if it's available or not. So if it's available, then you can go through the purchasing process, and once it's done, it's going to drop it over here in your domain tab. And this is an awesome and easy tool to have, because now you can access your subdomains. Over here, as you can see, I've got several different ones. I can add another subdomain. When I add a subdomain, I don't have to tie it up with DNS records or anything like that. Everything's done automatically for you, so it keeps it very simple for you to do. You can auto renew it. If you need to access your DNS records, which we're going to go through this in just a little bit when tying in like an external service, especially for emails, we would click over here, and that's going to open up the DNS records where we're going to add them. And it's super simple. Like I said, everything, it's in-house, and it makes it as simple as possible, so you really can't get lost. So anyways, those are domains and AI Domain Wizard, and I'll see you guys on the next